Coming up on Look Today, well, the Saratoga Performing Arts Center's 2017 season was a success at many levels. I've got details. Plus, a 19th century historic building in Glens Falls may be demolished. More on that coming up. And we visit the Hyde Collection in Glens Falls, where the art exhibition, A Shared Legacy, Folk Art in America, is now open. It's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone and happy Friday. I'm Jay Hood Jackson. This is Look Today. Well, in tonight's program, I sit down with Chad Rabinovitz. He's producing artistic director, Adirondack Theater Festival, and he's here to talk about the second annual Adirondack Film Festival. That's happening next week. I also sit down with Nancy Dwyer. Now, she's candidate town supervisor, town of Wilton, and she's here to give us an update on her campaign. Plus, we've got your weekend weather for the Tri-North counties, but first, these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, the Saratoga Performing Arts Center's 2017 season was very successful at many levels. It was the inaugural season, by the way, for SPAC's new president, Elizabeth Sobel. And just some of the highlights of the season include SPAC on stage, SPAC's collaboration with Cafe Lena, a new lively jazz bar, as well as great ballet and orchestra seasons. Now, the board of directors met on Thursday, and they've decided that for the 2018 season, there will be some changes made to the schedule. We're in contact with President Sobel. We're going to interview her next week to discuss those changes. In other news, 19th century historic building in Glens Falls may be demolished. The Glens Falls Common Council believes that the building is beyond repair. However, they have announced that they would be willing to sell the building to any interested party for as little as $1. Well, guess what? Eric Unkauf, a property owner in Glens Falls, has expressed interest in preserving this historic building. Now, to put it in context, Dr. James Ferguson used the space as his office in 1870. It's a 627 square foot building, and it's on the National Historic Registry. Well, we spoke to Eric about this.
If it were a one-room schoolhouse, people would be tripping over themselves to try and save it and say, we got to preserve this history. How many one-room doctor's offices are left in the country? I mean, so there is some significant historical value to the structure, and there's a significant architectural value to the structure.
Hats off to Eric there. Hope he saves the building. Switching from news to weather. Today saw more fall weather. A couple of overcast skies, a little bit of sun. Let's see how the weekend is shaping up. For a more detailed look at our weather, let's head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast.
Thank you, Jesse. I'm meteorologist Clarence Ponser with your first look weather update here on Look TV. As you look at the national map, stationary front boundary and a tropical wave going through Florida currently. Another low pressure towards Missouri with some front boundaries towards the center of the country as well as the Midwest, bringing some showers to portions of the Midwest and Great Lakes. And this cold front boundary will eventually make its way towards New England as high pressure moves east. Regional temperatures upper 40s to mid 50s across much of the region. Capital District upper 40s to lower 50s expected for lows. 50 for Fort Edward, 52 Ride Hall towards Glens Falls, about 50 degrees. Upper 40s in Pottersville and Johnsburg up at elevation. Could see a few showers. Will remain mostly cloudy with that south breeze of 5 to 10 miles per hour. That forecast is the same. More few showers, 70 the afternoon high on Saturday. Cool start with a few showers, mid 50s by the end of the 8 a.m. hour. Extended forecast will continue to see mid to upper 70s for Sunday, still with that 50% chance of showers as that cold front comes through the area. Then mid to upper 50s with sunshine as we head Monday through Wednesday. Low temps a little bit on the chilly side, especially when we get to Tuesday. We could wake up to lows just about freezing, so widespread frost, maybe a hard freeze in a few locations are going to be likely by the time we get to Tuesday morning with a light wind out of the northeast. That's a look at the first look weather update. I'm meteorologist Clarence Ponser. Now I send it back to you, Jesse.
Thanks very much, Clarence. It's nice that it's warming up, but I think the operative word in that forecast was showers. Back to the news. nationally renowned art exhibition. It's called A Shared Legacy, Folk Art in America. It's opened at the Hyde Collection in Glens Falls. Now, the exhibition celebrates art rooted in personal and cultural identity. It's made by the artists who were either self-taught or had minimal training. Now, folk art, by the way, was the prevalent art form in the United States for more than a century. Well, we spoke to Jenny Hutchinson. She's educator for the Hyde.
We've only been open not quite a week yet. We're already seeing quite a few people coming in through our doors. This is a nationally traveling show. It's been traveling the nation for 3 years. It came from Cincinnati most recently, and now it's here in Glens Falls.
Now, up next, I sit down with Chad Rabinovitz. He's producing artistic director for the Adirondack Theater Festival, and he's here to talk about the second annual film festival that's happening next week. I also sit down with Nancy Dwyer. Now, she's a candidate for town supervisor for the town of Wilton, and she's here to give us an update on her campaign. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, how about join us for an interview? Then give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000. Well, now it's time for Your Look. Yes, that's a segment where you tell us what you think. We always like to know about it. We get a lot of very interesting responses. We get them on Facebook. We also get them on email. Sometimes people call as well. But please, we're always interested in knowing what you're thinking. By the way, I want to dedicate tonight's Your Look to one topic, Wellspring. As you know, Maggie Frank is entered into a competition to try to get some funds to help Wellspring in their mission of helping to prevent and cope with domestic violence. And one of the comments that we received regarding this was thanks to our friends at Look TV for helping keep people up to date in the Purple Purse Project. Now, the Purple Purse Project is the name for that fundraising campaign. Currently, they're in third place with $20,000. They need to raise quite a bit more than $20,000. So please keep your eye out. Come to our Facebook page, go to our website, look at the interviews with Maggie Frank, and contribute. And by the way, on our Facebook page, you can find a link so you can donate funds. All right, that's it for Your Look. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Look Today. It's Friday, so I want to thank the crew. Ladies first, that would be Antoinette and Dana, who actually didn't get engaged this weekend. Was that right, Dana? It's an ongoing joke around here, private joke, sorry about that. But of course, we've got Andrew, and we've got Drew, and we've got Jack, and we've got Joel, and we have Norm, and we have the Bat, who make all the programming here possible each and every week. I just want to give a couple of lookouts. One has to go to Elizabeth Sobel and her team at SPAC. I was reading a report on the success of the 2017 season, and it's not really just a question of numbers. It's really a question of the artistic direction that's going into and the thought that is going into so many of the performances at SPAC. A couple of highlights, of course, were SPAC on Stage and the Jazz Bar, but also the repertory that the ballet performed and the performances by New York City Ballet, the Jazz Festival. Just an absolutely remarkable season centered around the performing arts. Congratulations, Elizabeth, and everybody over there at SPAC. Another reminder, West Mountain Fall Festival. This is the second weekend of 3. So get out there. There's all kinds of activities for the whole family. So bring your kids, bring your grandkids. Oh, just have a ball. West Mountain's a great place for a fall festival. And one last reminder, there's a community book discussion this Sunday at Northshire Book in downtown Saratoga on Big Little Lies. Now, you either know about the book because it's a bestseller, but you might also know about the series. I think it was on HBO. So there's a community book discussion about domestic violence, which will be at Northshire Book this Sunday at 4 p.m. That's it. Tonight on Look TV, we've got Tracks, our music show. We have a new season coming up, by the way, and a brand new Beyond the Headlines. And don't forget, tune in Monday night for the stories that matter to you. Have a safe weekend, everybody. Good night.